Alright, so first thing first. God tier. Actually, no, I won't put. I would say something else. I'd say can win, but better with something like this. So I wouldn't advise. I wouldn't advise Jack at all. I wouldn't advise Jack at all. First of all, because Jack has many bad matchups. I think Alisa is really bad for him. Nina is really bad for him. And just because of those characters that you will have to fight again, it's better to actually play another character sometimes. I think he is a good counter pick though, because many players forgot how to play against Jack. So you can do actually really well playing Jack against some people, but I wouldn't advise to play him in a tournament. Like, it wouldn't be my first. I think Kazuya, Jin first. I mean, what do I say about Jin? I don't think he has many bad matchups. Maybe Feng, maybe Alisa. Jin is just Jin, right? He's super strong, he can be really diverse, like versatile. You can play him offensively, defensively, you know? In Tekken 7, Jin was for me a problem to try to play. Because when I tried to play Jin in Tekken 7, I didn't know what to do. Because playing defensive with Jin is not wrong. Playing offensive with Jin is not wrong. Poking with Jin is not wrong. Spamming electric and launchers is not wrong. Looking for counter hits is also not wrong. What do you guys do with that character then, if everything is right to do? What would you guys say? What is wrong to do with Jin? Parrying is not wrong. I'll go on Jun afterwards, because people are gonna attack me if I do Jun, yeah? Kazuya, I'll put him there. Playing Mishimas in tournament is always hard. He is strong. He can definitely win, but even the best players, like let's say JDCR is not like at his best potential right now, yeah, Jun is the last character to talk about. I think that Kazuya, even though Keisuke is one of the best Kazuya in the world, he drops his combo even against someone like JDCR. It's always close. Sometimes he wins, sometimes he loses, and if you cannot dominate all the time with the character, I don't think he is solo mainable. So, but he can do super well. Then again, like playing a character like Kazuya, you need to be on point the whole time. So playing in tournament is really hard with him. You're gonna run into like stamina problem, like a bad day where your reads are not gonna work and stuff like this. King is obviously God tier tournament. Like, let's be honest, if there is a bit of lag, playing against King is hell. Like, are you gonna break throws if there is a bit of lag? I don't think so. What are you gonna do then? Doing lows might be good, because, muscle armor and stuff, but he can still duck them. Like, he can do muscle armor and cancel duck. His heat smash does so much damage. His damage output from King, so combo damage is not the best, but single hits are really, really strong. And the Oki after throws are actually broken. Blue Spark can decrease the break window. Last weekend was kinda laggy, huh? FF Neutral 2 is like one of the best counter-hit low in the game, because compared to many counter-hit lows, King's FF Neutral 2 will not give any grey health. That's the biggest difference, guys. And it being minus 13 helps a lot. Even against Kazuya, sometimes he cannot launch it, Lars? I'll put him either here or here. Lars has so many bad matchups. Like, I play Jun, and Jun destroys Lars. Alisa also destroys Lars, and I think Nina is really strong against Lars too. So, in my opinion, I wouldn't really play Lars like in tournament. You can definitely win playing a character like Lars, but the thing is, to be consistent at winning with Lars is another story, I don't think it's easy. Like, honestly, I don't even know if you can really do it, because one day or another, Lars' design is a bit degenerate, where you have to do then 3 then 1 to approach, and sadly because of it he has to risk his life a bit. Like, you can play against better players than you with Lars and win, but you can play against worse players than you with Lars and lose too, and I think that's the biggest problem I have with Lars in tournament. Law is God tier. Law 111 is basically Akuma's 1-1 Hado FADC. Everyone was complaining about Akuma's 1-1 where you had to duck and it was almost unwith punishable. Law's 1-1 is basically the same. If you duck and you try to whiff punish, you might get hit by the last hit all the time. Like, you have to preemptively duck it or something. Slide is absurd in this game. That's one of the things I hate about slides in this game. And with people like Chicken Maru, we call it the new hell sweep. is because when you block a slide and you try to punish your opponent, the thing is, everything is recoverable because you're floating them. And then Law is gonna stand up, do 1-1-1, do power crush, do back 1-2-2, and then heal it. Like, 50-50, like with up 3 or something. So the problem is, I really think that slides should just stagger. And then in that case, we don't have that problem anymore of only recoverable health. Like, it's actually insane that it tracks better than Hell Sweep, does more damage than Hell Sweep, and is less risky than Hell Sweep. Also, it crushes. Poor is a hard one for me to say, because I think Poor is super strong, most likely solo mainable. I don't think he's got tier. I think he's most likely solo mainable only because he is, like, his tools and his 50-50s are really strong. His damage output is really strong. But what made him strong in T7 is not the same as in T8, because damage output, everyone has big damage output, in T8. But then again, in this game, he has stupid stuff like forward 2, I hate forward 4, I hate up forward 2 or up back 2. I hate so many stuff of Poor, right? But in EU, we don't really have a Poor that shines. So for me, it's hard to say if he's really that good. But I'm 100% sure he's at least solo mainable. God tier? I don't think so. Like, down forward 1 cancel is super toxic with the character. It's like your way of making them go left, but if they go left, everything else tracks. I don't know what to say with Poor. One thing I would change from Poor though is I think forward 2 recovery should change to be like more punishable. But in exchange, forward 2 on hit, the heat engager, should be closer and more plus. Like, you should be allowed a 50-50 on hit for Poor. That's what I would change from Poor. I don't know what else I would change, I'll be honest. I don't have enough experience about the character. But he is definitely a scary one. I can tell you that Jun is really strong against Poor because she has good Death is Punish. She punishes his lows really well. Like, in general, she's doing really well. Like, just jabbing. Ken is also really good against him. And he doesn't have like a really strong 12 frame low punish. Nina is god tier. Nina's problem for me is she has always been a really hard character to play, except in this one. Like, in this one, she's still harder than most characters in here. But her strong tools used to have weaknesses where you had to choose which strong tool to use. And that was the work of a specialist. Nina was able to do everything, one of the most versatile characters. But in exchange, you had to choose which option to use. In this one, down forward 1-2, down forward 3-2, and stuff like this are so strong that it overshadows everything else. Because of it, I just feel like Nina, you don't need that execution with her anymore. Hayashida is super strong, but you don't even need it that much. Like, you don't need to be able to do 3 or 4 of them. You can just, backdash and do 1, because everyone's backdash is worse, but Hayashida didn't get nerfed, right? So you just use your movement with Hayashida with her, and you're fine. She can play the hit and run game, so, she pokes you a tiny bit, and then she backs off, Hayashida, etc. Power Crush Heat Engager mid from Crouch 2 is super strong. Punishment, I don't understand why she got down back 1+2. I don't understand why she got back 3 back 3+4 1+2. From while standing, it's fine. Like, what would I know from Nina? Definitely her forward 2 recovery. Almost no one talks about it, but if you change forward 2 recovery, she cannot fish for counter hits as easily. And the second thing I would change, but that's personal, and it would destroy so many Nina players if it happens, is I think Wipe the Floor should be a clean hit move. Like, so many characters, for their full crouch low, they need a clean hit now. So I think with Nina, with the tracking she has and the fact that she's able to do it like super fast from standing, making it clean hit would be super good. It wouldn't destroy the character. Her lows are still super strong and she still has, counter hit launcher on it. But making it, clean hit only would change a lot to her. And it would be like healthy enough, I think. Ling is a special one. For me, Ling is busted. If I had to put her in the tier list, I would put Ling top 5. But people are gonna kill me if I say that. But I think Ling is top 5. I think Ling has almost no bad matchups in the game, except maybe Claudio, and even then. She has, the only problem she had before were tools to get in and damage output. And she received both of them in this game. So FF4 and FF1 into duck, and while running 3, and down back 2. You have everything to open up someone. You still have like top tier evasions, and because in this game sidestep got buffed, sidestep right AOP is better than before. You got so many counter hits, you know, while standing 2 magic for 1 whiff into down 2. You can go into back 10 and do back 10 back 3. Like, you got so much stuff with the character. But coupled with that, you have back 1, so you know, it's hard to chase AOP in general, because you don't want to get counter hitted, but at the same time, back 1 will interrupt everything. 2, if you try to use, you know, fast homing or something. And then you need to be thinking of AOP, etc. Her poking is super safe too, you know, down back to full crouch down forward 4, AOP forward 4. And then suddenly she's allowed to do casino. And a casino that is not even risky and does tons of damage. A typical Ling round is I find 1 launcher, I get 2 to the wall because I have good wall carry with my heat burst, and then I 50-50. And if it works, I won. If it doesn't work, I lost. So she's the kind of character where if you're better than your opponent, you can play it in a skill version and win. And if you're worse than your opponent, you can still try to rob them really easily. And for some reason, you know, she has like 2-frame hypnosis parry, she can recover heat, she has a launching grab, she has a 14-frame launcher, her backdown heat smash is so stupid. Like, come on, man, there's so much stuff about the character. What I would nerf about Ling, there isn't much I would learn. I would nerf forward to 1 to not Jero anymore. I think this one is kind of necessary, and that's it. I don't think I would nerf much except for that. Asuka is over here. I'm ordering it later, yeah. Asuka is, for me, Asuka is a special case. Asuka is like the character that is, in my opinion, the least fun in Tekken 8 to play against. I think even Asuka players hate playing against Asuka. There is no one that likes facing Asuka. Because to beat Asuka, it has always been the same way to win. It has always been you play neutral, you don't risk too much, you get the life lead and you force her to kill herself. Now they neutralize that by giving her not only chip damage but good get-in move. But you know, the risk and reward of playing neutral against Asuka is if she has the Sabaki read or the, you know, the duck read or something, she launches you and gets tons of damage. So I hate Asuka for that, because that knocks down has forward as follow-up, down 1+2. I hate the fact that the answer to beat Asuka is to use small Tekken because her small Tekken is not the best, but she has one of the most rewarding anti-small Tekken in the game. So what do you guys do if a character you have to play that way and that's it? You know, it's absolutely not fun. You want to interact the least possible in Tekken 8 against Asuka. But then if you don't interact, she just does 1+2, down 1+2, while running 1+2 chip and stuff like this. So again, it's like, I don't think she's that great. I think she's solid enough. But I think like in some matchups, like I would say Alisa is really bad for her, Yoshi is really bad for her. So because those characters exist, I wouldn't play Asuka by herself. Especially because the meta is about those characters, you know. Leroy. Leroy is also here to me. Leroy has really good options, down back 3, chip damage, sidestep 1+2, low gain, etc. He's definitely fine as a character. But the problem with playing Leroy is his tracking is actually really bad. If you go to the left, he has almost nothing to catch you, and back 4 doesn't even wall splat or knockdown or something. That's a huge problem. His damage output is insane though. His damage output is insane. But you know, he stays there where he has his game plan of chipping you down and getting a launcher, but he cannot go deeper than that. Playing pokes with Leroy with his down forward 1 now is hard. His down forward 1, if you do it, you're committing, because it's so much minus compared to before. The tracking is way worse, and the follow-ups are like whatever. So what do you do in those cases? That's a really good question. Like, I know that Alisa is okay against Leroy. Like, Leroy is not bad against Alisa, but I know that Jun is so good against Leroy. Like, she can punish down back 3 all the time. She has, you know, good 10 frames, option selects against him, 14 frame from crouch launcher, which is super important. So the character is so strong. The only good and bad thing in the matchup is she cannot launch forward 2-2. So I think Lili is the god tier. I think Lili is special character too, because she has everything to be played defensively. 1-1-3 is absurd. 1-1 is like the biggest carry move in the game, I think, for Lili. Like, you just do 1-1 and you try to counter it confirm the whole time. It tracks for some reason and it gels for some reason. You can still delay it so that the second hit doesn't gel, and then people that likes to mash after jab gets hit by the second hit. Because someone good against Lili that knows that someone loves to do 1-1 and 1-2, they will press because they are like, oh, it gels anyway. But if the Lili is good, she can just do one, delay the one after a bit, and counter you. And that's insanely dumb. Another thing about Lili is her 50-50 is so strong, and they made her backturn game so toxic, with backturn sweep, backturn feisty rabbit, backturn down 2, backturn 3 high crushing, backturn power crush that is actually good. She is hard to deal with, really hard to deal with in my opinion. So she has the casino gameplay that you want with Lili if the opponent is too defensive. She has the chip damage in heat and stuff with forward 3+4. She still has, the small Tekken with down forward 3, down forward 1, and down forward 4 is absurd. Down forward 4 is like one of the best 13 frame button in the game. It's -13. Then obviously having access to low heat smash, having access to a backturn launcher that is only -11, stuff like this. The character is really, really, really strong. Easy punishment, really, really good heat engages. Like as with punishment, it's so good. Against some players, Wit of Evil is not seeable. Down 1 is godlike as a high crush. Down back 3 helps you like win the Steve matchup and stuff like this. Really strong character. Hwoarang is also can win but better with a sub, especially now after nerfs. His game plan is always the same, it's just pressure, pressure, pressure. His punishment is whatever, it got a tiny bit better with down forward 3+4 and while standing 3. And now he has a 15 frame while standing launcher, but his punishment I think is whatever. I think he still struggles, like against character with good movement. His striking is not the best, even though he has right flamingo 3+4, I think it 3-4 I think it is. The plus mid on block. With down 3-4 getting nerfed, he has to rely way more on sidestep 4 and stuff like this. So he doesn't get his stuff for free anymore, but in heat, he becomes like the Kuma of the game. He becomes like a Kuma in heat, where standing to counter it is absurd, down back 4 is so dumb. But again, the meta is like, playing against Jin as Hwoarang doesn't seem fun, playing against Yoshi as Hwoarang doesn't seem fun, playing against Nina as Hwoarang doesn't seem fun, playing against Ling as Hwoarang doesn't seem fun. So all those characters are so annoying for him, and he has to work so much harder that I think he's good enough to win, but it would be advised to get the sub for those bad matchups. Claudio I think is solo mainable. I don't think he's in the god tier, even though in tournament he's really strong because of the character itself. Having while running 2 on block is basically a low on hit, but that is plus. Low hit smash, really good damage, down back 1+2, etc. Even though he has all of those and good down jab strings, etc. I think Claudio against characters like Alisa, against Jin, and really defensive players are gonna have, some hard time to still open them up. That's why I think he is definitely solo mainable enough to win tournaments, but he will still struggle a tiny bit. Not a lot, but still a tiny bit. Azu is solo mainable, I think. Azu is a weird one to me. I would put her in wooden advice. Playing Azu against some characters seems absolutely not fun. He is good if you want to play small Tekken and can slow down the game, because even in a fast-paced game she isn't really that good at it, Obviously she can do some stance mix-up or running 3-2 pressure, etc. to annoy you a bit, but even with those, it's not like she's gonna hit you hard and pressure you the whole time. You have to be thinking a bit like, oh, I did while running 3-2, what do I do after, You cannot autopilot buttons afterwards. She literally cannot press a button and be like, if I press this button, I'm safe against almost everything. And because of that, I think the pressure is hard to apply. Her punishment is good, but you need to try hard a bit, crouch grabbing, crouch cancelling 1-2, 1-2 as a punish and stuff like this. Her damage output is awful, and because her damage output is awful, it's hard to play in tournaments, because in tournament you want, if your opponent to do one mistake, to be able to carry them to the wall and then get a 50-50 and win out of it. And Azu is not good at doing that. Raven is also the same, he goes down there. So the only thing that Raven is good at in tournament is either online tournaments, because it's laggy and you don't know how to deal with him, or the other reason is they don't know the matchup. Those are the two reasons Raven can work in tournaments. Otherwise, he has nothing special. Like, legit, he has no power mid in my eyes, except when he's in heat and he does down forward 1-4. His lows are not sticky enough for pressure. Even Aqua Spider, even though it got buffed, it's full crouch down forward 3. It's only +2, you know, so the frame trap with back turn forward 3 doesn't exist, because you can just jab, down jab. And then you can step to the right and beat 90% of the options. Like, for a character that uses back turn the most, between all the characters, Raven is supposed to use it the most. It's the weakest one, I think. Either him or Azu have the weakest back turn game. And because of that, it's not okay. Like, he doesn't have, like, you know, a good low option that is a bit safe from back turn, like a generic down 4 from before. I think he deserves something like this, and he doesn't have a grab game from back turn anymore. So, you know, if he hit burst, when he does, like, I don't know, 4-1 on hit burst, except if he grabs, I think you beat most of the options already. And then you hop kick or can for me, and you beat like the other options done. Like, you don't even need to think more than this. His war carry is really good. His war damage is really good. His combo damage is actually really good. But outside of that, you know, his 50-50 is not that rewarding. I hate that sweep puts you in a situation where you're forced to go into stunts afterwards. His heat smash is trash. Power crush hit engager is one of the worst in the game, because the first hit is high. The second hit is mid, so you know you can duck and then do something dumb. And really often people are, you know, are randomly ducking. It's not gonna work, and it doesn't even track that well. And it's -14, even though it starts as a high. Like, he has nothing special, that character. He should receive some love. Dragunov, I don't think we need to talk much about him. He just has everything. Yeah, I don't know what to say. He can do everything. Has tons of damage, grabs, good heat, everything. Okay, so let's talk about Kuma. Kuma, I know everyone. Why not? Kuma, I think, is really good. Like, legit really good. But I don't think he's solo mainable for events. I think if you go against Nina, Alisa, or those kind of characters against Kuma, the Kuma player can't do much. Like, yes, he has his game plan. Yes, he's degen and really not fun and interactive. But if you play against those characters, you're gonna start struggling. So definitely you can win, but it's better if you have one sub. I think one sub. Like, obviously electric is super annoying, heat smash is super annoying, while running 1+2 crushing and weird tracking is super annoying. But in the end, he only has one game plan. That's the only way you can play him. All his pokes got nerfed, etc. So when I play Jun against him, I let him do all his things and I just try to heal, and then I win. And I can force mix-ups too from it. Like, I can Sabaki and force him, you know, to do the charge version of stuff. Against Hunting Bear, I can and he cannot low parry. He has to cancel to block, but he cannot duck. Leo. I'll put it here. The only reason I put Leo in can win but better with a sub and not straight up bad is because Leo's damage output with a war is really good. Leo's evasion with down back 3 and stuff is also really good. Without that, I don't think I would put Leo there, you know? Yeah, I actually don't think I'd put Leo there. Like, without the war damage and those, I don't think Leo has anything special. Like, it's just Tekken 7 Leo in the end. Shaheen, I put him in solo mainable for now. I'm not gonna put him in God tier, because I think Shaheen has some weaknesses. Like, even, he is like a worse Nina in my opinion, or worse Lore. You can choose. He can do everything really well, but worse than them. I think he is absolutely not fun though, so if I had to put him, I'd put him really, really high in solo mainable. But I don't think he is that much of a problem. Like, you can see the counterplay in him. Cannot like cheese that much except with FC mix-up. Guard break, I know, you know guys, guard break, many people complain about it because, how do I say it? Many people complain about guard break because, you know, he get forward 2-3 or back forward, forward back 2 for free. But the thing with guard break is, you know, if you duck guard break, your reward is better than if you duck the slide. So even if he didn't have guard break, he could just slide. It doesn't change much except for switching side at the war or something like this. But it doesn't make that much difference, I think, for the character to have guard break or not. It's not fun, and it loops itself, but, you know, with slide you could basically do the same with Shaheen, so I don't see the problem. Steve is gonna be on here, or here. Which one should I put Steve? I think I put him. Steve is super strong. Well, again, playing against certain characters, like playing against waifus as Steve is actually painful. Playing against Nina, playing against Ling, playing against Lili. Like playing against waifus in general is not fun as Steve, I'll be honest. Playing against Feng is not fun, playing against Yoshi is not fun, playing against Eddy is not that much fun. Playing against King is absolutely not fun. Like you can do well, but I mean Azu is also strong against Steve. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about the character. Like his damage output is fine in combos. Outside of combos he has nothing. His counter hits like back one are still super good in this. Weave is super broken, not back three is super broken. But in the end, he still struggles a bit, you know, like opening up someone, he has to be running to all day, up back to guard break and stuff. So if someone knows the matchup, has good high crush, or, you know, parries or good movement, the character is hard to play in my opinion. So can win, but better with a sub. Okay, Yoshi, I'll put him there. I don't need explanation. He can just do everything and is the second most anti-fun character to play in the game, next to Asuka. I won't say much. Spin is dumb, flash is dumb, healing is dumb, 1-1 is so dumb. Wall carry is dumb, damage is dumb. What does he want? Forward 1 plus 2 is dumb. Full crouch down forward 4 became dumb because you cannot stab the dragonfly, Indian stance 3 plus 4 afterwards. Guard break is dumb. I know people are gonna hate me for this, but I think Feng is only solo mainable and not the god tier. Feng has everything to be a good character, like everyone in this tier. But he is so... He only has one game plan. It's always the same, you know? It's you fake poke and then you do down forward 3 side step 4 and stuff like this. That's all. The character can win, can obviously perform. I think he's enough. Solo, you can beat everything, but to me, he isn't outstanding enough, especially because his 50-50 can be backdashed a lot, and his chip damage, if back 3 had more chip damage, I think he would be like in the god tier. But for now, because whiff punishing with him is like not the easiest, his punishment is like good but like not incredible. His panic moves are good, but you know, they're still risky now compared to before. Back tempo is stupid, that's why he is in this tier. While starting to is stupid, full crouch down forward 4 is stupid, but you know, that's not enough for me, like compared to having a slide wipe the floor and stuff like this to put him like on the top. Panda. So people say wouldn't advise, I totally agree. Panda damage is like Kuma's. You know, 1-1-1 or something like this, just one dumb launcher and you get 70% of your opponent. And Panda's chip damage is also super stupid, you know, guys. Shooting star into roll, into shooting star, into blah 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 is not fun to deal with. Like, I don't know how you guys deal with it, but I find roll into shooting star absolutely not fun to deal with, and it chips like for 40 damage or something. The character is absolutely not fun to play against. Devajin. I think Devajin is better than Kazuya. People are gonna hate me for saying it. I think Devajin is better than Kazuya, but only for 2 reasons. 1, Devajin has down back 1 plus 2, and 2, Devajin has up forward 1. Those are the 2 moves that in tournament can change everything. In tournaments, Kazuya and Devajin have the same problem, they cannot be consistent. But at the same time they have, you know, either have to play more solid, which is what Kazuya can do with down back 4, down back 3, down 1 plus 2, whatever. Or Devajin can do back 3, up 4 and stuff like this. And you see, in my opinion, having those better panic buttons are worth way more because of the reward than having those down back 4s, etc. Because if you are at the spot where with Kazuya you're forced to play solid, then, you know, you're most likely not in a good spot. If with Devajin you got the life lead and you want to back off, you can do it better. Back 3 hit engager and back 3 hit dash is actually so stupid. Obviously back 2-3 has some troubles because you can parry, you can power crash, etc. But the rest of it makes Devajin so dumb, you know. Also, Hell Sweep giving a combo is worth way more in this game, like in tournaments. Like, you know, Kazuya being able to wall splat with a Hell Sweep is super strong, But Dervijan doing a hell sweep into a force 50-50 with down back 1+2 into fly cancel 3 or whatever is way more annoying, you know, because keeping that kind of momentum is more annoying than hell sweep into ff4 or something. It also takes more time in the clock, so it's better like to time out your opponent. The only bad thing is you create tons of gray health, but I feel like, I'm not joking, I feel like Dervijan players all forgot that they have, you know, the hell sweep follow-up to make it so you don't get gray health, and that they have they have back forward 2, that is one of the most busted mid, because you just straight cannot step in. Lee, I think, is solo mainable. Lee lacks nothing for a tournament character, except a good heat, maybe. He has good lows, he has good enough tracking, he has really good hit engages, good punishers, good crushing moves, good counter hits, good damage output. Lee literally lacks nothing. I don't see the point for Lee to be bad, especially that while standing 2-3 into heat burst is super consistent. Like, if you lose as Lee, it's just that your opponent outplayed you. I think Lee lacks nothing, like literally nothing. If you lose, it's a skill issue. You have everything in the game to be able to win with the character. Like, he doesn't struggle opening up someone, he has back 3-3, he has down 3. He has great mids with FF3, he has running moves. Down 4 neutral 4-4-4 is one of the most broken low counter hit in the game because it's confirmable. 4-4-4 is ultra broken, forward 4 is ultra broken. You have a safe down forward 2, you have a hop knee, you have back 4 as a counter hit. Like, bro, what else do you need? Like, do you guys need an insta-kill move or something to help you to win with Lee? 1+2 is stupid. Like, come on, man. Like, legit, if you lose with Lee, it's just a skill issue. Like, the character has everything, it's just a skill issue. Zafina for me is just... I'll put her almost solo mainable, but I'll put her here. The reason I put Zafina here is, I think she is like one of the best to clear pools. If you're in pools, you pick Zafina, you're gonna beat anyone worse than you. Like, legit, almost no one knows the matchup, and even if you know the matchup, she is one-dimensional with FF4 while running 1+2, backdashing all the time, and, you know, small with punishment, and then, you know, you do 1-3, 1-4 into stones, FF3 into stones, while running 3 into down 3 into stones, and that's it. Down 3 is so toxic now that is more plus on hit, because there are options you cannot step anymore. Her heat smash is so brain dead. 12 frame heat smash coupled with a low heat smash. Like, come on. It's so strong, but in the end, like, she still has some struggles. She still has some problems, so I would advise another character too. Like, if you play against Alisa as Zafina, it's not fun. Playing against Ling as Zafina, I think it's not super fun. Playing against Lili is not super fun. So I would say Zafina still needs, like, you know, a tiny bit of love to become like fully viable. But she can win though, she can definitely win. Victor has to be in solo mainable. Victor to me is not even that strong, you know, but since we are in a tournament setup, I think it's different. He has one huge weakness, which is his lows. If you're scared of using his lows, if you're scared of using launch punishable lows, or like down 4 being -14 and stuff like this, don't play Victor. You have to use down back 4, you're Ambush King. Victor damage is really strong, his walkie is toxic, but he has those weaknesses against some characters that puts him really low. Like, you know, if you play against Ling and she does AOP down, she goes under up forward 2, and up forward 2 is literally Victor's only move to hit AOP, especially sidestep right AOP. So yeah, not the funniest. His punishment, the day Victor players stop using while standing 1+2 but up forward 1-1 instead as a 13 frame, they might become better at the game. His power crush is super strong, but not as dumb as before. While running 2 is a mini game, but you can deal with it. It's like whatever in the end, it's like a small mini game. His chip damage is a bit too much. Forward 1+2, I always like that move, especially because what I used to do when I played with Victor early in the game is I did upward 1-1 on hit into forward 1+2 and stuff like this just for the chip. Down 2 is really godlike, but you know, his punishment is whatever, right? Like, does he even have great punishment outside of upward 1-1? So yeah, he has to commit to lows one day or another. Bryan, I think, would be in the top of solo mainable or the end of God tier. I think since Ni is playing him, I want to go more to God tier, but I put him in solo mainable. I think this character is one of the characters I understand the least about how to play against. All the Bryan players crying, being like, oh, he plays Tekken 7.5 is the thing I understand the least. Up forward 2, that he got up forward 2 is so strong. That taunt doesn't scale anymore is so strong. QCB1 is so strong. 3+4 is like the most play the game move in the game. Like, come on, man, why can't we power crush? Why can't we do anything about it? We cannot step, we cannot power crush, we cannot parry it. Like, there's no reason we cannot do those. But you can get hit by it though. Like, it doesn't gel. Like, if it gelled, I wouldn't say anything. Like, if it gelled, I think it would have been perfect, because, you know, if it charges, you can press them. But it doesn't gel, so that's my problem. QCB1 and QCF1+2 as a combo is like freest neutral ever. His punishment that used to be really bad is good now, because FC down forward 2-1 and up forward 2 also are really good punishment. His damage output is good, his Oki is good, his lows are still super good. Like, what is he actually lacking? Oh, I want to put him so much higher, you know? But I think I put Bryan there for now. We'll see afterwards, FF1+2 is a move too, you know? Heat smash into either back 4 or heat smash into taunt is also super fun. Reina is God tier. Reina, in my opinion, is the character with infinite potential in this game. Just because she has the forward parry, her own parry is one of the most busted one. She has so many stance transitions. She has insane damage output. She has one of the best punishment in the game. She has good 50-50s. I think Reina is more of how much like you play the game, but like her backdash is broken. She has like one of the best backdash because of her hurt box, right? Her backdash is broken, her jabs are really good, her down forward 1 is good, her punishment is good, she has electrics. FF2 is super broken, her hell sweep is one of the most annoying to deal with, but down back 4 is also super strong because she has the follow-up afterwards, she has a good sidestep low also. And in stance, like even if you block a forward 2, you need to still deal with the follow-ups and stuff. She has 2 heat smashes, her heat game makes it so you have to play mini game against her stance. 3+4 is a move. Standing 3 is the move I think Reina players don't use enough because it high crushes standing 3. So I don't see the reason why you wouldn't use standing 3. And you get the 50-50 behind it depending on which one you do. And you have a safe version if you're in heat too. Like, come on, man, standing 3 is so broken too. Up forward 1 is so strong. But that's the thing, you know. Up forward 1 is so strong. But if you're a really good Reina player, why would you up forward 1 when you can electric? Because she is allowed to have her 13 frame electric. So her potential is like literally limitless, and it's just a question of how much people master the character. Like, I don't think we can find a reason why Reina would be low tier. Oh, like lower than God tier. Eddy! What do you guys think about Eddy? This one actually interests me, you know? What do you guys think about Eddy? Solo, sub. I think he goes there. I think Eddy is one of the most casino characters in the game. He needs some love out here. See, I'm giving him love. He's solo mainable actually. So he's strong enough. Just for you fight here, just put him there. Now Eddy is a character that has some struggle. Like, his keep outs got nerfed a lot. His lows, except for FF3, are not the greatest. His back 1 and down forward 1 are really good. You can beat almost anyone playing Eddy. But if you, by any chance, face Nina, face Alisa, face Ling, face Yoshi, face King as Eddy, and face Jin, I think you're not gonna have fun playing that character, you know? I'm not even joking. Like, having characters that can hard punish your low, can sidestep all your mix-up, and stuff like this makes Eddy so much harder to play. Like, I'll give you one example, yeah guys. I'll give you one example of Eddy's problem and why people don't deal with him properly. After blocking while running free, 99% of the players are gonna hold back, and 1% of the player are gonna mash to beat handstand 1. Because they think, oh, it's so plus, I cannot mash. The truth is, if you walk to the right after blocking while running free, all his options except for handstand 4 will hit you, and you can actually kill him for it. So, you know, if he does handstand 1, 2, 3, or 1 plus 2, 3 plus 4, whatever, you can just go to the right and you're fine. If he does 4, you don't get counter hit launched. You just get hit by the 4. But how many people actually knew that you could do that? I think almost no one. Another option is against 3-3. How many players are actually stepping to the right into blocking and then trying to whiff punish the follow-up from 3-3? So if he goes into stones and you go to the right, only handstand 2 can catch you, and that's if you don't walk. And if you see him transition again, you can punish him. So many players actually have no experience against Eddy. They complain about Eddy just because they're like, oh, it's not how I play Tekken. He's 50-50 and forcing 50-50s. It's not fun. They don't know how to play to put themselves in a situation to beat the Eddy's mix-ups. And that's the biggest difference. If you know how to deal with Eddy, the Eddy still struggles a bit, still has options, but you know, he needs to think about it a lot. Lidia is, in my opinion, I wouldn't advise. Her heat game is one of the best in the game. Her 50-50s become strong, her parry in heat is just dumb, and stuff like this. But in neutral, she is the most one-dimensional character in the game with ff2 and back 1 and stuff like this. And she has, like, her lows are not sticky enough to keep the pressure. Down back 4, I think it's reactable. Down back 2 is like whatever, even if you get hit by it. It's like what, 7 damage, 8 damage, minus 14, like come on man. Down back 3 is so risky. Her tracking is ass. Her damage is really strong, but it's not like she is good enough to rob people, you know. Except if you're in heat or stuff, you don't have the options to rob properly. You can win against some characters, obviously, but it's not a character I would advise someone to pick for tournaments. Except if you really like the character and you feel like you're playing against someone way worse than you, then sure. But against better players that know the Lidia matchup, I think she is worse than Eddy. And Heihachi, for now we put him here, that's my opinion. Heihachi is hard for me to say for now because his potential hasn't been unlocked fully. He has the options to be strong for sure. He has really good damage output, but you know, in Tekken 7 his biggest problem was having no lows. And generic down 4 in Tekken 7 was minus 13, minus 2 on hit. In this game he gained down back 3, which is slower than generic down 4, does the same amount of damage and is plus minus 2. So with his potential and warrior instinct, obviously he can be higher, but I think that he has some problems, so I wouldn't like say he is that good. Like if I played Heihachi and I had to play against Jun or Nina or stuff like this, I wouldn't think he's that strong. I think we can put Alisa on the top. I'm never downplaying her. I've never downplayed her. I called her top 5 at the start of the game and I got called out by the Alisa Discord. They pinged me, they clipped it, and they told me, oh, if Alisa had half of the top tier's option, I would be so happy to call her top tier, but she's top 15 at best. That's what they told me at the start of the game. And back then, you know, she had a spike combo even in the open, 4-1 was minus 10, etc, etc, etc. Like the character was broken, and is still broken, but hey. Alisa is one of the best Tekken 7 characters. What I mean by that is she is one of the only characters that can play Tekken 7 and Tekken 8 perfectly. If you want to poke and run away the whole time, you're allowed to do it. If you want to go in, use Chainsaw while running 2 and stuff, because while running 2 now chips, it's also fine. She has like really safe-ish lows, and in this game, because they made it down 1+2, the full crouch down 1+2, you can do it instantly without looking that you crouch, like how wipe the floor is. Her weakness has always been to open up someone if you don't have the life lead, because the aim for Alisa has always been have the life lead, counter your opponent and win. But in this game, it's okay. because she has down 4 to open up someone, and she has chip damage while running 2. All in all, I think Alisa has everything to be like top 5 or something in tournaments. Like good damage. I think the only thing she's lacking is a good war combo. So please, Beda Namco, if you ever watch this, please give her a new war combo, please. June? Where do you guys think I would put June, by the way? I'm actually curious. Where do you guys think I would put June? In tournament. In tournament. I precisely say in tournament. The third tier means... God tier now. I think... So that's my thing. If I had to tell someone, I would never tell them to main June. I think she is somewhere here. And if tournaments were first to 3, she would be here. And if sidestep 4 had chip damage, she would be here. That's my opinion. Here if sidestep 4 chips, here if it's first to 3, here if it's like a normal tournament, here if someone asks me if they should learn June for tournaments. The reason I think June is, I wouldn't advise someone to play June in tournament, is because playing June, you have to play defensively at first. You can try to play offensively, but you're never gonna win much. I spoke with Usan a lot, we practiced together in Sweden, and he told me with June you can beat me because I won our first to 3. He said you can outpoke me and win against me, but you're not gonna win a tournament with only June. That's what he said, and I fully agree with him. Because again, some kind of defensive player, you're gonna struggle. Against someone that presses too much and you don't adapt quick enough, you're gonna struggle. And since she's a more defensive character, you need to know matchups really well. Because of that, I think she is not that great in tournament. She's enough, but I will ask you guys this question, yeah? If you watch all the June players that perform in tournaments, so me, Usama, Be Famous, Shonen, all of us don't only use June. I use Alisa, but Be Famous uses Jin, Usama used Dragunov, and Shonen also has an Asuka. June is literally the character that is played always with a sub. I think it's the proof if all the top players playing June are using a sub with her that, you know, you need a sub with her. We're not downplaying that she is like enough to win or stuff like this. We're just saying that the character itself is so strong, but at the same time has some problem. Her problem is playing Tekken 8, and to play Tekken 8 you need chip damage. So suddenly, if you give her chip damage, she skyrockets up. I'm not even joking, when in heat before she didn't use HP, so she could chip with forward 2, 1+2 and stuff without using HP, and she used to cost less. She was directly here, I'm not even joking, she was here. But for now, I think she is right there. Just give her one good chip damage move and she becomes so strong. Alright, let's order it a bit, yeah? So, the best character to me right now is Nina. The second best is Dragunov. The third best is Yoshi. And then it's gonna be hot take, but I think it's Ling and King. That's my top 5. Then I think it's Jin, Law, Alisa, like something like this. Maybe Lili down actually. I'll put Lili down. Like something like this. This. I think something like this for the second one. For the third one, well, we can put Panda at the end. Like, the thing is, if you can play Panda, you can play Kuma, so it's like whatever. I'll put Leo, Hwoarang, Lars. So, Panda here. Leroy, Zafina. Eddy. Like this, and down there down there. Do something like this. I think that's how I would do my tier list. What do you guys think? Thanks everyone for watching, and see you guys tomorrow most likely.